Okay, I want to show you a Studio extension that I created to make it easy to document the interface of your JavaScript module code, or you could use it for other purposes too, but you can actually put the comments right in line in your code, as you can see here, and the Studio extension will pull out the markup automatically for you. Any comment that begins with a bar, right, like that, will be considered markdown, anything past that. It also allows you to have a space in here, and it will remove that space when it does the extraction. So, for example, in this part of the code, all of this would get pulled out as markup. And what's nice about this is that you have the documentation for the interface right in the code. So it's just commented out in the code right here where all these functions are being defined for your interface. Let's say this is the way I'm using it, and that is going to make it much easier to maintain and to make sure that, or hopefully you'll remember to change the comments as you make changes to any kind of interface items. So let's see how this works. If you notice over here under my scripts, I've got a money.js script. That's this file right here. Anytime I save this file or any other JavaScript file, it's going to go through and look for these kinds of comments. If there aren't any, nothing will happen. If there are, here's what happens. Let's save it. It can be saved in any way. It's going to create a money.js.md file for markdown. You'll see that there's also a min, that's from a different Studio extension I'll be talking about later. And it also does a money.nomd.js. Let's take a look at these two files. The money.js file doesn't get touched at all. The comments are just pulled from it or pulled out of it, and you'll see in a second. So here's the money.js.md file, and that would be your documentation for the module interface. So this is showing anyone, other developers, or even perhaps yourself later in the future, how to use this module properly. If you open it up in a Markdown editor, I've got Markdown Pro. Let's go ahead and view it just as one presentation. That's what it would look like. Money, etc. Let's get the examples. Got like absolute value, as you can tell right here. And so anyway, it comes out in a nice format. The user of your module is not going to have to wade through your code to figure out how to use your module. And like I said, it just seems like a really nice way to do this. The other file that gets created, since money.js for the JavaScript files now have all this possibly extra comments like this in them, it also produces a nomd.js, which is just the same file. No changes at all, except all of the markdown comments are removed. So your other normal comments will remain, your markdown comments are taken out. And what that will help you with is for debugging when you don't want to use the minimized version, but you also don't want to have huge amounts of comments being downloaded all the time to your browser to save time. If you would like to use this or any other Wakanda Studio extension, just go to the Wakanda Packages GitHub page under Wakanda Extensions, and you'll see everything listed under there. Here's mdComments, and there's a nice little README about it also.